Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So there's been some crazy stuff going on cameras right now, as you guys may know. You guys stumbled on this video. So the Komodo X had big price cuts. I didn't really see that coming. I guess with the acquisition by Nikon, we should have known something was coming. Nikon probably doesn't want to release Komodos with RF mounts. It's just not a good look for them. You know, they purchased Red, so obviously they're going to try and push their Nikon mounts on them. So they're probably doing these price cuts, and they're probably gonna get a lot of new customers. And when they release a Nikon with that mount, people might switch to that. But yeah, in other news, the C80. Honestly, that camera is insane. Obviously, it has the same sensor from the C400. And I've been looking at the C70 as my like run and gun autofocus type of camera that kind of leans toward the cinematic thing. It has RAW. I kind of like cameras with RAW now. Internally, it just makes things so much easier. So the C70 had an update at one point, which you could have RAW internally. But, you know, the C70 also has that crop sensor, the Super 35 sensor. So it wasn't the best, honestly. Where the industry is going right now is full frame cameras, full frame cinema cameras. Super 35, you know, was a very big in cinema before, and that's why a lot of cinema cameras up until now still use Super 35. But there's a lot of movies now that use that full frame look, the blurry background and everything. So the C70 wouldn't be perfect. I have the Komodo. I'm actually recording on a Komodo right now. So I have the speed booster on it, so it gives you that full frame field of view, but obviously it's not true full frame. So getting another crop sensor camera, I was debating on it. The C70 kind of goes for like $3.5 grand, around between $3 and $3.5 grand used, which it's a lot of money for a used camera that came out so long ago. But it has pretty good autofocus. It has built-in NDs. So I want my next camera to have built-in NDs. I think built-in NDs are a game changer. They make life so much easier. I had that Canon, what was it, C100 Mark II before, and I had built-in NDs. Obviously, that was just you know, 1080p camera, but it just makes your life so much easier. I had a FS7 before, built-in NDs, game changer. So next camera, I actually splurge on, maybe buy new. I want it to have built-in NDs. So yeah, the C80 dropped, and honestly, so many people are pre-ordering that camera right now, and I'm also tempted. But I guess we don't know when we're going to get our hands on it with how many pre-orders they had and everything. So what's big about it? It has a C400 sensor, which is a full frame sensor. It shoots raw light. It has that dual pixel autofocus Mark II. So the autofocus is a lot better. It has 2 SD card slots that it can shoot on. And it's just such a versatile camera. With the raw and having the new Canon batteries in it is just such an awesome camera, such an awesome run and gun type of camera. This shape might also be an issue to put it on a gimbal, but the C70 obviously had the same issue. It just kind of looks like a big DSLR. It kind of reminds me of the Canon 1D. But awesome camera. Has XLRs on it. It has mini XLRs, the C80. I'm gonna look at my notes real quick. 2 SD cards, tilting screen. So the first C70 had a lot of issues with that screen. So they're promising they fixed it now, so you won't have to send it for service to get the screen fixed or replaced all the time. Yeah, full frame sensor. It can shoot 6K, 30 frames a second, cinema raw light. I think where the industry is going with cameras, 6K is the new 4K. Obviously, we're not delivering in 6K, but 6K gives us that room to crop, to stabilize, and you can still get a full, true 4K image. So yeah, the camera I'm shooting with right now, the Komodo, shoots 6K. I have the Blackmagic 6K full frame, also 6K, obviously 6K full frame. It's just, I think that's where the industry is going. Sony still has a lot of 4K cameras, and you know, they were one of the first cameras to have that dual native ISO, and 12,800 was crazy when it came out. But this camera actually has 3 native ISOs. It has 800, 3200, and 12,800. So it does everything Sony cameras do, plus a lot more. So I'm very tempted to get that camera as my next camera. I can't wait till more people get it in their hands and kind of review it and everything. And, you know, I might, you know, get rid of my maybe Blackmagic, get rid of a couple Sonys or something like that, and just use my Komodo and the C80 as, you know, my 2 video cameras. Both use RF lenses, which would make things a lot easier. You know, I can adapt EF glass to the C80. I'm using EF glass right now on the Komodo. It's just, you know, such an awesome camera. But with the price cuts for the Komodo X, it makes things very interesting in the cinema world. I think Sony's kind of falling behind. I think they need a new FX6. The FX3, I think the new FX3, whenever they're going to drop that or whatever it's going to be called, it should have built-in NDs. Obviously, FX6 has awesome built-in NDs. People don't buy the FX6 per se for the look of that image. They buy it because of the riggability, you know, built-in XLRs. It's just a big old school camcorder type of camera. It has everything you need on there, automatic NDs and everything. So people buy that camera for that. So I think they need to make a new FX6 that's 6K and obviously built-in NDs and everything. They need to make it so the audio ports on the new FX6 is built in on the body, not on the handle. But yeah, sorry, I'm going on a tangent about Sony cameras, where this video is actually about the new C80. It's just, yeah, the camera world is getting super interesting right now. You know, you can get the Komodo X right now for, I think it's 6 or 7 grand on sale, which is insane. It's 7 grand because it went from 10 grand, 3 grand discount. So getting to Komodo X for 7 grand, obviously it doesn't have built-in NDs. It doesn't have autofocus as good as the C80. So it's just a different type of camera, but people will still look at them because they're, you know, similar priced, or the Komodo being, you know, 5,000. But yeah, with these price discounts on Reds, you know, the Red X, Red Komodo X and the normal Komodo, and the new C80 being 5.5 grand, it just puts it right between the Komodo and the Komodo X. So super interesting right now. C80 seems like a lot of like run and gun owner operators, you know, one man documentary type of style videos. Those people I think will gravitate towards the C80. So let me know what you're thinking about it. Let me know if you're going to pick up the C80, and yeah, whatever questions you might have. Like I mentioned, I have the Komodo, I have the Blackmagic 6K. My photo cameras are mostly Sony, but you know, I shoot some video on a ZVE one. So if you guys have any questions, suggestions, let me know. Yeah, thanks for checking out this video. See you guys later.